here cleaning this up and getting pretty good. Most of the stuff's in place and where it needs to be. It's like a beautiful day out. This was the ATV that we picked up from Byers Motorsports, and I can honestly say I haven't rode it more than 5 feet, but I think my son has put, bless his heart, he's put about 5 tanks of gas through it, and our agreement to keep it clean doesn't look like it's working out very good. Gonna head over to my dad's today for Easter. Nice, the first time we've been able to kind of do anything like that. And, my brother's coming over with his kids. It'll be really nice, and my daughter and her girlfriend, and my son Zach and his girlfriend and her mom, and it'll be really nice to see everybody. I've been really missing that lately, you know, the time with family and stuff, and I know it's a tough time right now, but anyways, I'm really looking forward to that. It's gonna be the first time back at the homestead with for anything big like that since my mom's been gone. But you know what, my dad's really looking forward to putting on a turkey for everyone and doing that, so really kind of look forward to that stuff. So anyways, enough of that. We'll get back into doing some boat stuff here, and yeah, follow along, enjoy. Are you making it pops? Hey? No, not yet. Mark, we had a no, you're not. I'm just. Look at that bird. Looks perfect. I like it.
What's that?
So back from my dad's there, much needed time with some family. Before anybody loses their mind, we snuck that in before the new lockdown, so we're able to keep it at capacity, and whatever, doesn't matter. I'm over it. I think it's important that people get together with their families in these times. It's a tough time. So anyways, that's out of the way. Back on the boat. And I'm just going to go through some 24-volt trim stuff that we've been working on, and a bit of the wiring, and show you guys a few things. You'd asked a couple things like that. So let me show you what I've done and how I've done it, and again, yeah, hopefully you enjoy. So my jumper from my main battery to auxiliary, I like to use in the same gauge that I supply it to. I don't know that that's necessary, but I don't know, just a habit that I have. Just something like that. Doesn't have to be super trick or slick or any way to reinvent it. I don't really know. Maybe we'll go something like that. Actually, I kind of like the way that looks better, to be honest with you. I think we'll do it like that. So I got these snips. These are like a flush mount snip that I got from Snap-on, and these things are amazing. They're laser sharp. I cut battery cables with them all the time, and they're great for cutting ties too, flush, but I don't know, I just find they work really, really good. So for battery cable, I get this stuff from EWCS. It's actually a welding cable, but it's a fine strand, and it's got a soft rubber flexible jacket. So I know a lot of motorsports guys use it, and I think it's a bit less money, but I know guys with Outlaw 10.5 and even premier motorsports wiring gurus use it. So I think for this application, it's perfectly fine. So in this boat here, with most of them, I'm running like a 4 gauge, which is bigger than OEM. You know, some guys run bigger, and bigger will never hurt, but whatever. A 4 gauge will do the trick plenty, especially with something like this. So anyways, and then it's pretty simple. I've got these battery lug crimpers that I got from iWis. They're not super high end, but they're pretty decent. I've been using these for years on different things, and I've never had a failure. So anyways, you just want to, there's no rocket science to it. I'm a big believer in not using solder in cars. It just doesn't have a place there. If I was questionable about my crimp, then I would maybe do that. But if you have the proper tools, I don't really see the need for it. So I just get one end in place, and with about that much sticking out. You want to see it protrude through. So you set your tool, the dies in it to the proper gauge that you want to use. Actually, it's not the proper gauge. That is. Kind of try and center it, hold the connector, make sure the wire is pressed all the way in, sink it, and done. Makes a nice connector that will never, ever, ever come off. I've never had one of these fail, ever. Do a little tug test. Just want to snip your ray cam. Just, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch, something like that is fine. Slide it over. And it's ready for heat. I usually heat them at the end once I make sure everything is fine. So I'm not too worried with that right now. Cut our second one. Make sure you put the shrink wrap on before the connector on the second one, because it's not going to slide over top if you use something that fits relatively snug. So I have a label maker too, so I'll label these after. Try not to have any little stray strands. You always run the risk of them popping through the shrink wrap or something and shorting out. I mean, chances are pretty slim, but I don't know. I just always get in the habit of making sure there's no strays. Sink the connector, line it up the way you want. Boom. There's your wire. It's that simple. So this screw is just temporary, or I say the screw bolt. Just kind of hold it in place. The nice thing is these batteries have shut-offs on them, and they're shut off now, so you don't have to worry about any shorts or anything like that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be hooking it up like this while it was live, obviously. But anyway, so this is the idea. So I'll make this, we'll go something along those lines. And then leaving here, we'll run along here, smaller. And what I'm going to do with the trim pump, so the trim pump from the factory has a 10 gauge wire. I'll run 8 to 10 gauge probably. I don't see any need to go. It's relatively close to the battery, so not too concerned about that. I've run 10 gauge for longer lengths on a couple of boats, and we didn't see any voltage drop across the conductor, so I think that's fine. Again, it depends on the wire. Sometimes if a better brand wire like a Tefsel or something like that, you can run a smaller gauge. Anyways, regardless, so I won't run a big battery cable like that. So over to the trim pump here, then we'll run a 12 volt positive, a 24 volt positive, as well as a negative ground directly to the battery. And that'll give sufficient energy to the trim pump without any concerns. So anyways, yeah. So I wrapped up the primary side of the trim solenoids. I'm still waiting for some secondary wire to come. Anyways, I'll get to that. But I got them all tied in and plugged into this Deutsch connector, and I thought this was kind of cool. I just used a flange Deutsch connector here, and it unplugs quick and plug back in. And then the back side, the primary wires up to the trim computer, and the trim switches will come off the back side and up in under here. It just makes it kind of clean. I don't know, I thought it looked pretty good anyway, so. So this is a little sub harness that I made up. This basically is, let me remember again, there's a power to the front for the trim computer, data, trim computer on, ground, and kill. So basically I made it up in the boat, zip tied it all together. And so I am going to, I've got it back out of the boat now, I'm going to sheath it and ray cam it and then put it back in the boat. So again, it'll be basically just a clip on. This end here will just fasten up to a terminal block that I have up there. And here you'll see this splices into the relay fuse pack back there, and power and grounds, and then of course your yellow and black kill. So anyways, check it out. Okay, so I got this made up. I was out of ray cam and the size that I needed, I didn't think I did, but you know what? I'm not, some people are pro ray cam for everything, and honestly, I've used it all. It doesn't really make any difference. I think people just like the fancy yellow lettering on it. But anyways, so this is like a dual wall adhesive line stuff that I get from Pico, and it's good quality stuff. So anyways, I just closed out the joints with that. Same here. This is just like a nylon protective sheathing, I guess. I like it for marine stuff because it won't take on any water, and it protects pretty good, makes it flexible. So the same with this end. The I can't show you because it's in the boat, but the terminal strips that I use, I will actually leave these and not put an eye on them. And I can hear it in the comments already. People are going to say, "Oh, that fucking they'll fall out." The terminal strips that I use have these little teeth in them, and they are not going to fall out. They never have. They're not going to fall out in an Outlaw 10.5 car with tire shake. They're not going to fall out in one of these. So anyways, and it just, I find it kind of cleaner. You can get them the perfect length that you want to get that exact kind of nice. Anyways, so this is a quick little harness made up there. I just sped through it, and like I say, I'll lay this in the boat. We fiberglassed in tubes up and underneath. There was already some from the factory. We're finding some more, so we can string this all the way through. And then if I decide, you know, down the road I'm going to rip the boat apart again, I can reuse it and not have to make a new one. So anyways.